Hello everyone, my name is Yuni Indriyanti and my student ID number is 33210086. Here, I would like to present my presentation for Classroom Management Midterm Test Project. In this presentation, there are two parts. The first part is material explanation and the second part is problem solving. Let's start from the first part. Material explanation about causes of classroom conflict. There are 4 points in this material. Those are introduction to conflict and conflict in classroom, and then types of conflict, and then causes of the classroom conflicts, and the last one is resolving conflicts, conflict resolution strategies in classrooms. The first one is introduction to conflict and conflict in classroom. Conflicts can be defined as natural disagreement resulting from individuals or groups that differ in belief, attitudes, values, or needs. In the process of conflict, individuals who are involved fail to realize that they share much common ground, share interests, but each one wants things done their way. Conflict is inevitable between administrators, teachers, and students at schools, where differences in culture, personality, values, beliefs, attitudes, needs, preferences, goals, interests, and power come together. Conflicts occur only when incompatibility takes place. So in any case, since the different perception can be transformed, efforts to minimize the negative aspects should be taken. Examples of classroom conflicts generally observed are name-calling, pushing, shoving, bullying, spreading rumors, teasing, accusing, interrupting, or even generalizing. And here is types of conflicts. Number 1, intrapersonal conflicts. Intrapersonal conflicts occur when we are undecided between two alternatives and both may seem attractive or unattractive. Number 2 is interpersonal conflicts. These types of conflict arise when different individuals with different perceptions, needs, understanding, goals, attitudes, beliefs, values, and etc. Number 3 is intra-group conflicts. These conflicts arise because of individual differences and thus may impact teamwork, group work, or any other type of collaborative activity. Number 4, intergroup conflict. These conflicts occur when two or more groups disagree with each other on some goal, idea, perception, and etc. And then this is causes of the classroom conflicts. The usual reason in any kind of conflict is the difference in perception of individuals. One major categorization gives 3 major sources of conflicts, such as resources, psychological needs, and values, subdividing the sources of conflicts into 7. The first one is individual social and cultural differences, values, and needs. The second one is varying attitudes and behavior towards a particular goal and competition. The third one is utilization of resources to gain power. The fourth one is relationships. The fifth one, making assumptions. Number 6, intolerance. And the last one is lack of communication and sympathy. Still in the causes of the classroom conflicts, better resolution strategies can be used once we become aware of the causes and underlying root problems due to which conflicts have arisen. We can see there is the conflict tree analysis. This conflict tree analysis describes the causes or sources of conflicts as roots, the main problem underlying the conflict as trunk or body, and the positive and negative effects or consequences of the conflict as branches of a tree. It is necessary to find out the root causes, otherwise conflicts may arise in new forms again and again. And then resolving conflicts, conflict resolution strategies in classroom. In educational institution, conflicts should be resolved and managed in time so as to achieve the goal of learning. To deal with conflict, teachers must have skills such as communication, like good listening skills, and then active listening, like paraphrasing, physical attention, reflecting, clarifying questions. And then dialogue, like creation of a psychological and physical safe place. And then facilitation, to help individuals and groups complete a task, solve a problem, or come to an agreement. And then negotiation, like individuals with shared and opposed interests work out a settlement in order to come to an agreement. And the last one is mediation, is to provide a climate in which both parties can come together and open communication for facilitation. Still in the resolving conflicts, there are some strategies to solve a problem in classroom. Like the first one is directly teach students the skills they need to work in partner or groups, including the importance of communicating needs, setting goals, and what to do if something goes wrong. And then the second one is encourage students to role-play situations that require empathy, communication, and problem solving. And then the third one is remember that conflicts often arise from a combination of fear, anxiety, and or frustration. Help students learn to recognize emotional triggers and manage them in healthy ways, such as with mindful activities, movement, or reflection. Okay, that was the first part, and now I will explain the second part, that is problem solving. Problem number 1. Mr. Elizar repeatedly had problems when leading a class discussion with his junior high school students. No matter how involved in the topic the students were, there were usually several students sitting in the back who would talk, shout out silly answers, and play with objects they had brought from home. The resolution for this problem is Ken Jolisi argued that the purposefully stated standards are preferable to a large number of narrow rules covering specific situations. So according to him, purposefully stated standards appeal to the common sense of students and lead them to be thoughtful about their behaviors. Then, Mr. Elizar has to set clear and specific rules for students' behavior during class. In this case, talking in class. With rules and consequences for this behavior, students will be aware of what they are allowed to do and what they are not allowed to do along with the consequences, so that students will avoid violating these rules so as not to get a consequence. And then the second problem. Zefano was one of the most provocative and disruptive students Miss Jandra had ever taught. Throughout class, he continuously talked to girls and teased students sitting near him. He made inappropriate and sarcastic remarks in response to almost anything Miss Jandra said. When confronted by her, Zefano grinned charmingly and responded with exaggerated courtesy to the delight of the other students. The resolution for this problem is Miss Jandra may try to identify and address any underlying issues that may be contributing to Zefano's behavior, such as peer pressure or personal struggles. This can involve counseling or support services for Zefano and other students who may be affected. As Mansouri S. states that we need to identify the underlying needs that have led to conflicts in the first place. And then the problem number 3. Miss Yeheskila was concerned about the frequent teasing that had begun in her class. It reached the point where there was constant bickering among the students. They became so angry, began yelling, shouting, and shoving one another during class. So the resolution for this problem is Mansouri S. states that there are several skills that teachers must have to deal with conflicts. One of them is meditation. In this case, Ms. Yeheskila may have the meditation skills to solve this conflict. She must provide a climate in which both parties can come together and open communication for facilitation. And here is the sources of my presentation. Okay, that's all my presentation for Classroom Management Midterm Test Project. Thank you so much for your attention and see you.